You won't believe how you're literally ruining your life and canceling many opportunities that are coming your way just by your body language. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel where we talk about everything regarding travel, entrepreneurship, and personal growth. And today I came to you with a juicy topic about body language. I was doing a translate back in Lebanon, I think about a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. And the thing is, this little book caught my eyes. Actually, it's not so little, it's quite thick. And this is the point of this video. I came here to summarize it for you. So stay tuned. In this video, I'm going to be summarizing to you the main points I have learned from this that helped me massively in my professional and personal life. And not only that, I actually got for you an expert who has a master's in counseling and psychological degree to give you even little more tips about expert tips of body language so you can be the confident, baddie, dominant person that you want to be. These tips are going to help you in boosting your confidence, making a great impression, and in the same time, succeeding in your both professional and in your personal life. First is handshake. I was really surprised to know how much a handshake makes a huge difference in how you're perceived to the public and to the person that you're shaking hands with. Now, the reason for that is because the handshake is actually the first physical contact that we have with the person. So it kind of sets out the tone for the rest of the setting that we are sitting with them. It's gonna make us seem or perceived in a specific way. All it's just gonna start from the handshake. Like, for example, when you are shaking hands with someone, if you have a firm handshake, this is going to make you perceived as more confident and more professional. But in the same time, like, don't literally squeeze out their hands because this is going to then seem aggressive and they're not going to feel comfortable being around you. So the thing is, yes, give a firm handshake with a smile. This is going to really help a lot with you seeming more confident. Now, at all costs, please try to avoid the limp handshake, the one that's like super light, like, you know, when you just give your hands to someone and they do this and then like you kind of pull it away, or you just like do it very, very light and you go away. This actually will make you seem the opposite of confident. This is gonna make you seem that you're not confident at all. Now, another tip about handshake as well is that you need to kind of keep your hand vertical like this, because this is how you're gonna signal equality. Now, what does that mean? So, for example, if right now I come shake hands with a person and the thing is my palm is facing downwards, this is going to look in a way that I'm the person who's more dominant and more confident. While the person who has their hand, the palm facing upward, that means they're gonna be more submissive. So the thing is, when we're trying to aim for a handshake, we try to make it vertical to kind of signal the equality. Also, when you're doing a handshake, try to maintain an eye contact with the person with a smile, because this is going to show that you're actually interested in them. So don't like just shake their hand and you're like, okay. You understand? Not like this. Just keep an eye contact, smile to their face, be like, hi, how are you? It's been a while, so on. So the thing is, this is going to show the other person that you're genuinely interested in them. Now we have important points regarding handshakes. So for example, let's discuss the duration. So the ideal duration for a handshake is 2 to 3 seconds. Anything more than that is just going to be uncomfortable and a bit weird. So 1, 2, 3, let go, okay? And in the same time, when somebody holds your hand, just don't let go right away. So this can seem that this person is uninterested in me, or maybe it's gonna make me feel like I've done something wrong. Maybe this person is germophobic, I shouldn't even shake hands with them. So the ideal thing for you to do is just between 2 to 3 seconds. Anything above that is completely weird and uncomfortable. Another type of handshake is the double-handed handshake. You know, the one that they come shake your hand and then you like put your hands on it, and you're like, you hold their hands between both your hands. I hope you get that point. So the thing is, this is also called the politician's handshake, because this is one of the type of handshakes that they want to like implement warmth and welcoming. So the thing is, they would tend to do that, politicians with each other. But in the same time, be careful to use it in some situations, because then it can seem a little bit insincere. So when you're doing it, try to like, you know, hold the person's hand, look them in the eyes and tell them like, oh, hi, you're welcome, or something like that. But be careful as well about the situations where you use this type of handshake. Now, another point to consider is actually gender consideration. Now, the reason for that is because in the past, men were used to offer a firm handshake in order like to show confidence, and women not so much. We didn't exactly have the same instructions at that time. But the thing is, today, both men and women are required to match the strength of the handshake of the person they're shaking hands with, and to always have a firm handshake, because this is what's going to show confidence. I actually grew up in Saudi Arabia, and in Saudi Arabia, it's not really common for women to shake hands with men. So the thing is, also in the book, it does cover a point about this, that in some cultures, in some religions, and so on, the shaking hands with the opposite gender maybe is not something that's very common, but unfortunately, this is something that can also make you seem as less confident and it can make the person around you feel uncomfortable. So this is a point I also wanted to leave out there. Second tip we have from the book is actually about your posture. So the thing is, try to always sit straight, or for example, stand straight. So the thing is, people tend to forget that and they just stand like this. No, always sit and stand straight. This is something that's going to make you seem even more confident, especially in important situations or professional situations. So try to always make sure that your back is straight, while whether you are standing or whether you're sitting down. So just put that in mind, okay? Another tip from the book is that leaning slightly forward when a person is talking, this is something that can make them feel warm. This is something that's going to make them feel engaged and that you're actually interested in the topic. So when somebody's having a conversation with you, try to maybe just lean a little bit while keeping an eye contact, and a smile always helps. Now let's move to my friend and special guest Khawla, who's here to share with you important tips about body language from both her expertise and in the same time from the book. She has masters in counseling and psychological science, and her opinions are going to be highly valued. Let's go. Welcome, Khawla.
Thanks, SONDOS. It's always nice to connect with you. Now, while I agree with all of the tips that you've already given, I would like to contribute with some tips of my own, which I think can really up your body language game, can really help you with communicating with others in a better way. So, number one is eye contact. I think eye contact is very important. It's a very crucial part of your body language. It's important to maintain a consistent and healthy gaze with somebody. But remember, don't stare. It's always not nice to, keep on staring at somebody. Sometimes they may feel uncomfortable. So it's always better to use the triangular gaze when you are conversing with somebody. You move or shift your focus from their eyes to their mouth and then back. Now, this helps to really connect with them, on a general level, and really understand the conversation that you're happening, and they would feel that your focus is on them, but also in a healthy way. Tip number 4 would be gestures. Now, gestures are an important part of understanding people's body language and also exhibiting our own when it comes to public speaking seminars, or just talking to your own class, or just talking to have like in a one-to-one relationship. Gestures are important because they signify whether you are feeling confident about yourself or nervous. For instance, open palm gestures signify honesty, genuineness. The person can be trusted, so having your hands open while I talk to somebody would help me convey that I am somebody that they can trust, that they can talk to. Whereas if my movements are too fidgety and I am constantly looking here and there, that would signify somebody who is maybe nervous, or somebody who's definitely not in the conversation or in the room with the other person, but probably going through something. So definitely won't help you create that kind of open and trusting relationship that you are aiming for. The last tip I want to give you is about expressions. And now, the right type of expression on your face is going to either help you win a room, or you will lose a lot of your self-confidence if you feel like you just don't like the expression on your face while talking to somebody. By visually interpreting neural processes and the whole experience of understanding and creating that kind of art that really connects with your neural pathways, you are able to really change your brain chemistry and change or alter the lived experience of life that you've already been through. This type of therapy is actually beneficial for a lot of trauma survivors. You can use this form of therapy for children. You can also incorporate this into your education system and help students express themselves better. Now, what I love about neuroart is that it doesn't just understand the brain's complexity, but it also makes science more accessible and engaging for us.
Oh my god, thank you so much, Khawla, for these great tips, and thank you as well for being the first cool person who is here on my channel, on SONDOS channel. So yay! I'm really happy to have you here. I've never thought I'm gonna have a guest on my channel, but here you are. So that was really fun. But now let's move on to our next tip. Our next tip is actually on personal space. And God, this topic is so important, especially for me. When you're talking to a person, try to keep around 45 to 50 centimeters between you and them, whether you guys are sitting down or standing. Just keep this distance, okay? Trust me. I remember I had a friend who, whenever he come and like tries to talk to me, he would literally stand like this. I'm like, okay, bro, no, back off a little bit. You know, this can really make the person uncomfortable and doesn't understand why you're doing that, okay? Because we all really need to maintain our personal space. And I believe your personal space needs to be like around 45 to 50 centimeters. So just like put a ruler here. This is 15, another one is 35. And then like, okay, if we go a bit more, this is going to be 45 to 50. So the thing is maybe yes, like somewhere here, yeah, here. That's good. This is where you should stand when you're actually talking to someone. Another important tip about personal space is that you need to be aware of the cultural differences between you and the person that you are meeting and the person that you have to maintain a personal space with. So the thing is, as I mentioned, for example, with the handshake example, is that if, for example, you have to meet someone from an Arab culture and you're from the opposite gender, so the thing is maybe extending a hand won't maybe be the best option for them or something like that. So the thing is a little bit about reading about the cultural differences can help a lot before meeting a person and also like in working about your body language. Now, the last tip for this video is about mirroring. So the thing is, when you are mirroring the body language of the person you're sitting and talking to, this is something that can actually build a rapport. So, for example, but in the same time, please do it subtle. Don't be stupid, because I know some of you are. If somebody's just like this, you're gonna automatically be like this. No, not like this. Do it completely subtle. So if the person starts to sit like this, maybe in some time you can put your hands up and be like, like something like this, like just kind of mimic it. But in the same time, don't do it too sudden. Don't do it too quickly. So if the person, for example, turns like this, you're like, no, don't do that. This is really bad. Okay. So the thing is, yes, mirror the person's body language, but without being too extreme and too sudden. And I'm so sorry for the background noise. Trust me, I can't do anything. It's the heat in Turkey right now. But yes, just put these tips quite much in your mind. Now, another tip that is also regarding mirroring, but is also related to the posture topic, is how your hands are so like close to your chest and what are they doing. So what does that mean? So for example, if you're sitting in a conversation, in an interview, or for example, in an important meeting, and you're sitting like this, first of all, this is going to show lack of confidence. This is going to show that you are nervous. This is going to show that you're tired or that you're uninterested, okay? So the thing is, try not to cross your arms like this on your chest as much as you can in any conversation. But instead, try to talk with open arms. Try to let your arms be away from your chest and talk openly, talk confidently, talk like this basically. This is what will show the person that you're actually interested in them. This is going to show that you're more confident, that you're more open, that basically you're more interested in the whole topic that is happening right now. And at the same time, when you're using your hands, and at the same time you're putting them away from your chest and you're open, so this is going to show that you're more welcoming to the people and to the conversation that you are having. So keep these tips in mind next time you are sitting with someone. But don't be stupid, please. I don't know like literally how many minutes this video is gonna like end up being. Probably like 10 to 15 minutes. I'm sitting here for 1.5 hours right now. So really, content creation is a lot of work. But anyway, here you have it. These are our tips today for the body language. And if you're interested in part 2 and you want to hear more tips from us and more tips from Khawla as well, please let us know. Comment body language down below, and I will make sure to make a video that is gonna have even more juicier details. And in the same time, we can even make it specifically to niche. So for example, something regarding relationships, something regarding interviews, job interviews, or professional interviews in general. So just let us know, and we're gonna create a part 2 of this video. Thank you so much, and see you on my next video. Bye! Oh, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. This is gonna help my channel grow, and this is my dream. Goodbye!